In the polyester world, remember that black one we had first? That fooled most of us, that looked like cotton, it was fuzzy? That's a spun poly. The other polyester is called filament polyester. Every time I hear the word filament, I think of monofilament. No, we're not talking monofilament. That's fishing line. Filament just means continuous strand, not spun together. This one I'm handing out now is our rainbows thread. It is a sample of filament poly, just like so fine was filament. This one is trilobal filament. Have you heard the word trilobal? Yes. Trilobal is a fancy, high sheen, premium polyester. Here's where it came from. One day a scientist was looking at the fibers of silk under a microscope, and the fibers that the silkworm produces are not round. They're trilobal, means they're three-sided. Think of like a Toblerone candy bar. We connect with chocolate, right? So you got this three-sided micro thin fiber of silk. And guess what happens? Because it's flat, 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 the light hits it and reflects beautifully. That's what gives it the sheen. So he was thinking, okay, can I make that in polyester? Usually when they make polyester, they have this big pot of the poly, kind of a thick honey-like substance, and they push it through a shower head nozzle. The shower head nozzle has 100 microscopic holes in it, so it comes out of the shower nozzle in miles and miles long of spaghetti-like strands of thread. And then they take these micro-fine strands and they twist them to make a polyester thread, like the so fine. Well, he got thinking, because under the microscope, the silkworm produces a three-sided thread, can I do that to poly? So he took that shower head nozzle and he changed the round holes to triangular holes. So now when you push the polyester through, they came out in miles and miles long of spaghetti-like, three-sided spaghetti-like strands of thread. Microscopically, they're three-sided, but very, very fine. And then when you take those micro strands and twist them together, you end up with a round thread. So you're not ending up with a flat-sided thread. But under a microscope, they are flat. That's what trilobal means. Tri is three, lobal is sides. Trilobal poly means microscopically, they're three-sided strands, many twisted together to make that round thread and get a beautiful sheen. The downside, we lose strength. A regular filament poly is much stronger than a trilobal poly. So we have to choose. Do I want sheen or do I want strength? This one is our rainbows trilobal high sheen poly. If you like variegated threads, this is another one. Beautiful, precision dyed, variegated colors. This one is fantastic for quilting. Because of the high sheen, it's going to be visible. You don't have to go to a heavy, heavy thread to be visible because it's got the high sheen to it.